Welcome to Friday, guys, at the shop. We're just going to finish off the van, and this is part 6 of the storage unit clean out job. My name's Chris. Welcome to the Ultimate Recycler. I'll show you what's in the van and I'll show you what we have to do today. Not much to go in here. A couple of pieces of furniture is pretty much it. It looks like there's a print or two in front of that other one. And the front section of the van is done. We will show you the stuff that we've taken home when we give a report on what we've been selling. But basically this it's gone pretty well. It's been a lot of work, but we're doing all right. This large mat measures 2.6 meters. We dragged this out of the van this morning. It was wrapped up in a sheet. It actually looked like a body, but we're just going to give that away for free. It's dusty and it's heavy, and I do not want to put it away tonight. So regardless of what we could get for it, it's free. Good news to report on the bar stools. They have gone. The cane folding chairs have also gone. So even though we haven't been here for 3 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are our days at home. So we're just opened. It's about Friday lunchtime, and it's good that those other things were picked up. Pretty well everything else is still here, but we are expecting a really nice weekend, so hopefully we can move a lot of stock. I am pleased to be able to report that the van is now officially totally empty from this deal. That's always satisfying, and we're ready to go to the farm next week. Okay, these last couple of bits of furniture, pardon my shadows. This is quite a nice Edwardian wash stand, but the marble top unfortunately was broken. Bit of a shame because it makes a huge difference to the price. We've just put $50 on that. It's actually in pretty good condition. It's a veneer finish. The sides of the drawers are actually cedar, and the backboards are pine. It's ply panels in the ends. It's got its original casters, porcelain casters, but it's just really hard to sell without a top, obviously. You could put a timber top on it, but we're just going to sell it as a project for $50. It's got all its original handles as well, brass fittings, and you can see that's classic Edwardian style. So yeah, look, it'd be a nice piece for someone. It should be snapped up at $50. This other one, now the guy told us it was an antique Chinese cabinet. I don't know much about Oriental antiques. I suspect it's not actually antique. I was just looking at the drawers before, and even though it's certainly got some age to it, the heavy drawers, you can see the dovetails are very snug and neat, and there's no gaps. Often when timber gets old, it shrinks. It's certainly got a bit of wear to the bottom of the drawer runners. It's had soap on them, and that's what people do to make them slide easy. But I don't think it's antique. I think it's probably vintage. I'm not sure what vintage, but it's a nice look. It's certainly got some war wounds. It's been used. It's got stains. It's got scratches, but it will sell quite well. We put $195 on this purely because it is an impressive looking piece. And anyone that liked that style of antique, I'm sure would have no troubles paying $200 for it. It's quite sturdy and it's usable. Time to go through a few more boxes, guys. We're nearly done with this deal. The van is empty, as you've seen. There's a small pile of boxes here and we're finished. We've got through this pretty well. Now this box says, I think it says vases.
It does.
Now that could be good, and from what I can see on the top, we might get some good stuff here because this looks impressive. And Christine does like green. What do you think of that one?
Very nice.
It's a modern one, but it's obviously a bit dirty. It's been used, but that's good. That's got to be a $30 vase, I think, just purely because it's green. I wonder if it glows. It's not the right age for green to glow, but let's see with the UV light. No. Sometimes they really glow vividly. All right, lots more paper which we'll file over the back. And, better be careful not to throw things out. Here's a little modern bowl. Looks like a canister. 1980. Wonder if it's got a lid. Better be careful not to throw the lid out. Here we have we had one of these jars in another box, didn't we?
We did.
This one's much cleaner, yeah.
Actually, that cork stopper might fit that
cork one might fit that one, yeah, true.
Just down there.
No, we're not winning with the cork stoppers.
They're must be a medium size.
So there may be a set of those. All right, what's in the bottom? We have just a big tall glass, which I guess is a vase, really heavy base on it. Don't see much value in that. Probably only $5. Oh, this looks better. Retro red. It's quite a modern piece. It's marked made in China, but it's a vintage sticker. When I say vintage, probably 1990s, early 2000s. Not really vintage, but it's an older sticker. So I reckon we get at least 10 for that. There's more in the bottom. Not much more. Here we have a white vase. That's Germany. So probably 1980s or so, but a pretty vase, not damaged. Might go 10. I think they call that a handkerchief vase. Whoops. And there's only one more piece in here, and it's just a pretty boring little recycled glass jar. Probably get $5 for it. That's all we had in this, not very exciting at all. Another box, we're getting through them. This one is marked. Ready? Contain your excitement. Jars. It's most likely going to be absolutely boring, but they could be very good jars, and I'd like you to discover it with me, but it looks like they won't be. I reckon these are more jam or marmalade jars. Maybe there's something else. Oh no, that's a little... What does that say?
I have no idea. Baharat?
Some sort of herb?
Must be an Asian spice.
It smells very, very herby. So they're obviously a little spice set. Oregano, I recognise that name. There's bigger jars at the bottom. They're probably going to be coffee jars again. Yep. Just the large coffee jars. I don't know what that said. We're going to put all these out for free, I think. We're not going to muck around with these. Don't want them in the shop. But people do grab these who are making jams and that sort of stuff. So these are freebies. So these ones are going out the front today for free. We didn't find anything exciting, although I am keeping these 5 because they're good for putting hardware in. They're clean and they've got lids, so we've got some value.
I'm sure they'll be handy one day.
They'll be handy next week. Righto, this one we think has books in it, so we'll see. We have more bed linen, and we have something wrapped up. Oh, it's just a wall hanging, I guess. Yeah, that's probably worth $5. And we do have a few books, and we have an ornament here, which a hand-cast sculpture from 500 million years old slate by Celtic or Celtic castings.
It's William Shakespeare.
With a Sydney number, so it's more modern, but it's quite a nice ornament. Might go 10. It's William Shakespeare, it says on the front.
Yeah.
I thought you were clever.
I am clever.
I think it's probably only a $5 ornament. This is some sort of picture.
Well, that's the family
Oh, I guess
picture.
that's family, so I don't need to show you guys, it's just a couple of kids. So I think we shall offer that back to the family, as we do with any private personal stuff we find. Some magazines, herb garden book, which probably, oh, it's been chewed badly. Preserving, well that one will sell. People are right into preserving again. That's not a bad book. So we should probably get $10 for that. But some of these other ones will go straight on the book exchange. And a dictionary, which was $22. Maybe $5. We don't like to clutter our shelves up with too much of that sort of stuff. But we do keep our free book exchange out the front well stocked. I think we'll put this one out there too, given that it's a bit damaged, and some magazines. So that's the end of that box. So it's getting late in the day, but we're pushing to get through this, so let's whip through it. If you're sick of watching these unboxings, let me know underneath. This one we have some pottery mixing bowls, I guess they are, aren't they? Now they've got a barcode on them, and I think they say made in China. But kitchen kitchenware still tends to sell quite well. That's a big mixing bowl, that one.
That is a nice one.
So they're undamaged. They're going to sell fine. You don't need any mixing bowls at home?
No, I've got enough. Thank you.
I reckon we'd probably get 10, 15. I don't know what they'd be worth to buy new, but I think that's quite an okay price for a good mixing bowl. Here we have a pottery vase, which is very 1980s. Undamaged though. We might go 10 for that too. It's probably Australian made. Something small here is a very unattractive goblet. And it has something written underneath.
Please drop me.
Yeah, please throw out the window. There's a name under there and I can't quite make it out, and it's looking like 1972. Is that
Chris.
1970?
Says
It's Chris someone.
It looks like 72.
It kind of has a 70s look to it. We might have to do a bit of checking on that, but it's not attractive in my view. However, we all have different tastes, don't we? This one is just a little pot with a cork that fits, and inside it is, I think that was the label, wasn't it? To say whatever it had in there. Don't see it. They can go in our $1 box we had the other day of all that pottery. We have another mixing bowl. And again, undamaged, just a bit dirty. And the last thing, oh no, there's two more. A pottery bowl, which again is signed, and I don't recognise that. I think it's a Studio Potter. And yeah, it's kind of a cute bowl, that one. I don't mind that one. So we'll check that one out, maybe $10, maybe not. And this I thought was going to be very heavy, and it's not.
It's very deceiving.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be extremely heavy. And I nearly threw it over my shoulder, which probably wouldn't be a bad thing. I guess it's a fruit bowl, isn't it? A modern black ceramic fruit bowl. It's undamaged. We'd probably get 10 for it. That's the end of that box. We have two more, I think, boxes to go through. One of them hasn't been opened. Let's whip through them now. We're running out of options to find the box full of crown jewels, but there's only two left. This one has not been opened. As opposed to some of the boxes, this one hasn't been rummaged through. I'm sure the owners, after we agreed to do the deal, did a substantial amount of fossicking. But this one says bulk champagne made with love jars and tumblers. But then we have found boxes that did not contain what the label says. So I'm sure they meant to write crown jewels, yeah?
Of course.
Or gold bullion. It wasn't heavy enough to be gold bullion. What do we got here? Woohoo! Made with love jar. There you go. I didn't know they had them. What do you do with it? Oh, was that like something you bought at the supermarket? It's got the remains of a barcode.
Oh yeah, you can buy those stickers.
Oh, okay. So it's just a jar with stickers.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good for your screws.
For what?
Your screws.
Made with love. I guess it's good for someone that wants to do homemade jams, and they can say made with love and give it to family members at Christmas time. I think this box is all these jars. What else did it say? Champagne glasses?
Yep.
But these all feel like jars to me. We'll unwrap them and get back to you in a tick. Right, you didn't miss much. We have a heap of jars which we've decided they must have just been transfers that you can put on an old jam jar. That one actually says chutney. We're going to put them out the front for free. There were 4 large glass tumblers, which we might get $5 for. And there's a set of 8 champagne flutes. They're only cheap ones, but they're undamaged. They probably need a bit of a wash. We might get $10 for the set of 8. So not very much value out of this one. Our last box coming up. Last box, and there was quite a few bags of bedding and stuff, but this is the last box. So what do we got? It felt heavy. I think there's books in it. And it looks like we've got some sort of, all sorts of stuff. There's books, how to play bridge, which we always talked about learning. But I think we're a bit busy at this stage of our lives. So
I'm getting too old.
this that will probably sell, I think. I'm not sure what form. I'll have to check that one. This is Play Better Bridge. Maybe we should keep these just in case. No, I think we'll check them, but I would say they will sell okay. Maybe $5 each, something like that. We have a heap of plastic here. They're just individual dotted sheets. And I think, Christine, you said you were going to use them to package your soaps or something?
Yeah, they make the soap nice and presentable.
Yeah. So there's quite a stack of them, so we'll use them in the shop. Books, well, we do a lot of research, see what sells on eBay to see what books are worth. Occasionally we find something that's quite sought after and we do put it on eBay, but quite often you can find, this is about preserving again, so I reckon that will sell quite well. But quite often you can at least find half a dozen or so auctions for the book you're searching for, and you get a really good idea on what price to price it at. And of course, if you buy it on eBay, you've got to pay postage, and books are notoriously heavy. But it gives us a guide on pricing. But I would think that's probably a $10 book, given that people are into preserving and whatnot again these days. All about no trumps. Oh, cards again. The language of bidding. Cards, I presume. That would be cards, yeah? Like
It would, yep. I think you bid in bridge.
Yeah, possibly. Okay, so it might be like nominating how many trumps you're going to go in, or
Well, that
what
would
you're
be
going
trumps, wouldn't it?
in. But in 500, I forget. It's been a long time since I played 500. You make a call, don't you? Like 8 hearts or 10 no trumps or misère. The Hobbit. So we do sell a lot of just general books to tourists that are travelling through the area, and especially campers. So we'll price those out. We have a $5 book trolley, we have a $3 book box, and some of the others we put in the back of the shop. So that'll sell. There's lots of books. We're just going to have to research these. We don't need to go through all this with you guys. It looks like, what's that? They look like cards. Yeah, they're just greetings cards, unused. Merry Christmas. More Christmas stuff, jeez. So yeah, this box is entirely books, and it looks like there's some pretty good books in here. A lot of these will be $5 books. Do you read any of these?
The 3 you've just picked up, I'll read. No.
So we'll either sell them or Christine will read them, and then we'll sell them. Richmond Football Club, the Tigers, a century of league football. Both my son and my brother barrack for Richmond, so that may be a gift. But I would reckon that's probably a $10 to $20 book anyway. Oh, maybe I can give that to my son and that to my brother. Tigerland, History of Richmond Football Club from 1885. So again, it's going to be at least a $10 book or a gift. More preserving, so these books will sell quite well. We'll clear $100 out of this, I'd say, easily. We'll quickly flick through the rest of them. More greetings cards. The Wicked Wit of Oscar Wilde. And now we've got some older ones. All about, I can't even read that. So that's an early 1900s book. All That Glitters, it says. It's probably going to be around 1910, 1920. Oh, it's a bit more recent. Reprinted 1947. Books like this have to be in remarkable condition to be worth much, and they usually have to be a first edition, so unlikely that's going to be worth much. This one is Honour Bright by Francis Parkinson Keys. We have another old one here. We've got The Sun coming out. The Decameron, I don't know that one, and it's going to be early 1900s again, I would imagine. No printing date. So we'll finish this up. We just need to do a bit of research, but we've got a lot of saleable books in here. Any wonder it was so heavy. All right, before we finish this video up, I will go through, we'll quickly check on the price list to see how we're going, and we'll wind up this episode. And so ends another episode of this storage unit clean out. It's just after 5. We've stayed a bit late tonight to get all those boxes done. We only have some bags of bedding and a few odds and ends to sort out, plus a small pile of books. So not much to go. We'll definitely get it finished tomorrow, which is pretty good. What's that, about 2-3 weeks maybe in between all these other jobs? We've processed a whole lot. We are finally into profit zone. Christine just added up our sales so far and we've sold $565 worth of stuff from this deal. We spent $500. We also spent $52 at the transfer station to get rid of the mattresses. So we're only just ahead. But the good news is that the rest of it's nearly all priced out. The total we've priced out is $3,800 with still a little bit to go. We might get to about $4,000. So that's a good potential return from really a storage unit full of junk. Plus we've got some good stuff to keep. So this finishes up episode 6. I will do one more part, maybe in a couple of weeks. There won't be anything exciting left to unpack, but I'll show you what we've kept at home. I'll let you know how our sales are going and we'll get a final figure of what it all priced out at. So we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.